Yeah, I'm gonna try to get it next month.
All right, plug in. That's the master. All right, so it did put it in. Okay, perfect. Okay, so that. Then we're gonna do a GTN middle console slash radios slash do that view. Uh, okay. This thing looks really, really good. There's comm panel, bleeds. Okay, where autopilot on lower console? Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay,
in the
so
middle.
we'll do that as a control 2. That's lights. Do a throttle quadrant view here. This thing looks great. It's not out yet. We were talking about that earlier. D Monies, how you doing, sir? You watched a Faviano video on this bird earlier. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Okay, so yeah, walk me through this. What should I do first? Should I get rid of the static elements, maybe?
Yeah, static elements, and let's get the GPU on. First, make sure that your generators are on the off position.
Okay,
Anytime you hook up a GPU, just make sure those are not connected to it.
get rid of the yoke for a
Yeah.
second. Okay, so gens are down where?
Gen, so you're
Oh,
gonna see
right
the
here.
two.
Right gen, left gen. Okay. So those are in the middle position before I connect the GPU.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of the window reflection static elements. Okay.
And then go ahead and connect the GPU.
All right, GPU connected. I'm doing that, guys, via the menu here. Ground power unit.
Okay, and then you're gonna go and turn the battery on.
Battery is on. Okay.
Okay, ignition or igniters need to be on.
Igniters left and right on.
Yep. And those two white buttons right there, those are your starters. So, and the one in the middle is your starter disengage. So if you get a hot start, you need to hit that.
Okay.
The one in the middle, and that's going to disengage the starter and allow it to stop. So,
Okay.
um, if you look at the throttle quadrant really quick, you need to notice that there are two tabs on the front part of the throttle. In order for you to go over the gate, in order to induce fuel, you have to pull that up and then push it forward to bring it over the gate, and you'll bring it back.
How do I do that?
So you just click up on it, and then you'll take the
Oh,
keep
these
doing off
things.
the mouse
So you click up on it, and these things behind the throttles move
in front of the throttle. So they'll move
in
up, and
front.
you'll
Should I click on them now?
no on the front side of the throttle.
On the front side.
Yeah.
Like where?
So those are your thrust reversers, the ones that are just the small tabs right there, the small tabs. Sorry, I'm on like a delay, so
Oh, the tabs that are connected to the reversers. These things here, maybe.
I wish I didn't have a delay like this, but
Right in front of the knobs. They're hugging around the reversers. You do have quite a delay. Okay, those.
yeah. So yeah,
All
those
right, so what
tabs.
you're
Yeah,
saying is when we introduce fuel, I have to go down here and use the mouse and click these off.
you'll click it up. So when you click it, it's going to pull it up. Then you need to take your mouse and you're going to go ahead and move that throttle up, and then you'll bring it back. You'll see how it'll lock in front of it.
Can I use the throttle the throttle joystick
Yeah,
after I move these up?
yeah.
And then I could probably assign an access to those to do it with my joystick rather than a mouse.
Right.
But what's that called? What are those called?
Oh, what are those called?
Picture your
They're
hand
just
on the
like
throttle.
locks.
Okay.
They're just like throttle locks.
Throttle locks. I wonder if
They might call it something else.
I wonder if it's just. I'm gonna take a quick look to see if they're in here at all. Under keyboard, joystick, throttle quadrant. I would probably need a slider per se. Let's just try that one. Well, that one's kind of hard to get to. Oh, no, it's not. Let's see what's under lock. All right, so we've got... Nope, there's nothing in here called lock. Fuel shutoffs, maybe? I don't have anything under shut off. All right, well, we'll do it with the mouse. That's kind of a pain, but okay. So when we click those up, then we can move our throttle, and that will introduce the fuel. Okay.
Yeah, you move it over the gate, and then you bring it back, and it'll be on the top side of the gate, so that'll be flight idle.
Okay, pick a 5-string. It is on the org store. That's why I had to wait till now to get it. So it is on the org store. Okay, all right, sounds good. You could use the Warthog idle detent. I think I might do that. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want to set those really quick, or are you just gonna?
No, we'll go without it for now.
Okay, so if you want to look at right above where the radar is, and just to the right side of your altimeter, you're going to see those gauges, or what they call tape. So the left one is your N1. The one next to it on the right is your ITT, and the one to the right of that is your N2, or your turbine.
You said left of the...
Left of your... No, right of your altimeter.
Right of your altimeter. You said left. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we got fan. We got L, left and right fan, and then we got ITT. Okay. And that's the right digital one. Area is the percentage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So your N2 or turbine, when you go ahead and hit the starter button, when that gets to 8%, that's when you're going to induce fuel.
Okay. 8%. Do you do one side at a time?
Yes.
Oh, the GPU is modeled. Right. Okay, so you do, okay. All right, so when it gets to 8% is when I'm going to hit the mouse and then introduce fuel.
Yeah, okay. 8% N2, which is the turbine. And then you're going to watch for ITT rise and N1 rotation.
And by N1 rotation, you mean?
You'll see the percentage coming up.
Okay. Now, where do I take the throttles to introduce the fuel?
You just need to get them, just go up a little bit. You'll see how the little lock, it'll come and drop it back down on the other side.
Okay. Perfect. All right, thank you. Yeah, it's a pity you're on delay because normally it's like 1 or 2 seconds for people.
Yeah, I know. I hate that.
All right, what next?
So have you already hit the starter button?
Nope. You didn't tell me to, did you? I missed it if you did.
So let's start with number 2 engine, so the right one. We'll hit that white button.
Okay, white button.
So immediately go over and you're going to look at the turbine number 2 and make sure that you have a rise. And you're going to see 8% comes pretty quick, so be ready to get on the throttle.
Okay, so unfortunately both of my throttles are toggled.
Okay.
So I had to do it by the mouse. Okay, we do have ITT rise. Turbine coming up. I may have done it.
In the red. If it gets into the red, get the disconnect.
It's past the red. Oh, it's coming back down though.
Watch the rise on it.
Lars Raz said that was a hot start.
Yeah, so you basically cooked it. So you don't want to keep the throttle up. You just need to go up a little bit and then bring it back because you're giving this thing all the fuel it needs. So we just want to give it a little bit, which will stop that from hot starting like that. And this is one of the things that Carenado actually needs to fix. The ITT rise is a lot faster than it should be. They should slow it down, but you just need to go a little bit, just like barely go over the gate and then come back.
Okay. So I'm going to do it again. It probably doesn't simulate that that was a hot start, though, huh?
No, I don't think they've done that.
I'm letting the turbine come back down.
So as you do that, you'll see the N2 rise. You'll see ITT start to climb, and then at the same time that's happening, N1 will start to, you'll start to see rotation on that, and then they'll come back down and stabilize. And then once they've stabilized, then you'll go ahead and hit number 1, do the same thing over again. Monitor N2, ITT, N1.
Okay. But essentially, I just put too much fuel in.
Right. You just need to go up a little bit and then come back, like all the way to flat idle.
Oh, up a little bit and then to idle. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I get distracted. Not a very good student. Especially when I'm under the weather. That's my excuse. I'm letting that turbine come all the way down before I start it again. Lars Rass saw that hot start quickly. He's like, hot start.
Cook motor.
Did it really damage the motor, do you think?
No, I don't think Carenado's modeled it like that. But
no, but in the real world, would that have?
Oh yeah, if so many seconds, you're starting to cook stuff. No, that's why your finger's got to be on the disconnect, because as soon as you see that thing getting close to the red, it's off.
Wow, I went way over the red. All right, let's try this again. All right, we're going to hit right. Then we're going to pull the engager, introduce some fuel, bring it back to idle. I probably put too much fuel in. It's not letting me go back to idle. Do I have to re-engage the stoppers to go back to idle? Or no, I have...
Yeah, well, no, you're at idle right now. In order to go to fuel cutoff, you have to pull those up.
Okay. Now I get it. All right, we're watching the ITT, and this time we are not going into the red. We are cool. All right. And then at what point do I start one? The next one?
Once everything stabilizes, you'll see everything just kind of level itself out.
Yeah, it's ready. Okay. So I don't do anything. I just go ahead and start these first before I turn on anything else?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so...
And then before you do anything else, after they're started and they've all stabilized, then you're going to go disconnect the GPU, then put left and right gen on, and then we'll turn the avionics on.
All right, let's hold on. Don't go too fast on me. Okay, right engine start, pull the gate, add in the fuel. Just a little bit, and then back. Hopefully that doesn't hot start. That one didn't start, I don't think. There it goes. Don't hot start. Oh, get ready to disengage. It's going up to the red. It's going to the red. It's going to yellow. Oh, it's staying out of the red. Whew, John Nasal. That's right, Torb. John Nasal. All right, so that's a good 2 engines started. We did not lose millions of dollars on both engines. Only one. Okay, now next. So you said disconnect GPU?
Yep.
Or no, turn the generators on first.
No. Disconnect GPU.
Okay, disconnect GPU. All right, it's disconnected.
Okay, now you can go ahead and turn the gens on.
Okay, left gen, right gen on. All right.
Yep. Avionics.
Do I turn the inverters on? Or they're on by default? It should be in
the normal position. Yeah, so there's the 2 right switches.
So this is inverter 2. It's okay. So avionics on, 2 of them. Okay.
And then your pitot heat. So you'll see the green switches. You're going to just do the left one.
Okay, pitot heat on.
Okay. And Let me see where we're going next.
Should we have had like a anti-collision light on for engine start?
Yeah, you can do either or. Anti-collision and nav.
We screwed up. PM pilot, how you doing? All right, go ahead.
I'm just watching all this stuff. I wish this wasn't such a delay, but I'm making sure everything looks good.
Yeah.
Okay. So then let's go ahead and check out your avionics. We need 1 notch of flaps for takeoff, so that's going to be 7 degrees.
Okay, so flaps down here. I'll use my flap lever, 7 degrees set. Okay.
Okay. And let's go ahead and plug in. We'll get your flight plan, everything plugged in really quick.
So everything's on down here, huh? We don't have to do anything else with like...
When we taxi, right below on the bottom left-hand side, right where the 750 is, your landing lights are right there. Once you get ready to take off, you'll put the landing lights on, and then you have your beacon down there as well.
Beacon for taxi?
Beacon will usually come on right when we start, but I was just trying to give you the start sequence.
Okay. I was just thinking that maybe there'd be like bleed airs, or do we do anything with the fuel boost ever?
No, fuel boost you only use that whenever you're going to like transfer fuel from left to right.
Okay.
Versa.
Okay. All right, let me get a flight plan up. So we're going to do... Wow, we won't do anything fancy. We'll just do some basic. We'll go, well, I guess we could. No, I take it back. All right, flight plan. We're just going to go FFU. I'll simulate a star later on. So FFU, and we'll add Milford. And then we'll add... Just do KLAS right now. We'll choose a procedure later on. Squawk 2336, altitude reporting, whatever. Okay. Nav set up.
Okay, and right down where the landing gear lever is, you're going to see anti-skid. Turn that on.
Anti-skid right here on. What does that do?
It's for the braking system.
Okay.
It allows the pneumatic braking
Okay.
to work properly. And then below the throttles, you're going to see it says fan and turbine. That's your sync. I just want you to know where that's at because you're going to need that once you take off.
Okay, so engine sync, fan, and turb. Okay.
It's going to go to fan because we're going to go ahead and sync the N1. So when you take off, that's part of the sequence that we're going to take care of.
Okay, I see it now. Okay.
Okay, on your speed, you're going to dial in 200, that yellow dial, because you want to climb at 200 knots.
Set speed 200.
Speed 200 knots.
Okay, my plane command sets that, or I could just adjust it here, guys. Okay.
Okay, and then on the environmental area, which is to the right of the throttles, the upper right-hand portion, you're going to see where it says air source. That needs to go from where it's actually looking direct. It's down. Put that in the up position, which will be both.
Okay, so air source, it's got, we're going to go up for normal. Is that right? Pressure source?
It'll stay right in the middle. Yep. It's the bottom one.
Okay.
There'll be 4 areas. So you just put it in the middle. So it's actually it's going directly up now.
Excuse me. Okay.
And then what do you want to climb at? Because when you set your pressurization, you'll see the little knob right there to the left of that stuff. So you need to set your altitude that you're going to be climbing at.
We'll climb. We'll fly at 300.
Okay. So you'll bug that in. You'll see how you turn the dial.
Which dial?
the one just below, just like in the middle of all that.
The cabin one?
Yeah, but see, as you turn it, you're going to see where it says cabin and altitude.
Okay.
So see, as you go along and you're turning it, you'll see altitude's going to show like flight level 300.
Okay, so if do I want 300 at the top, basically?
Yes.
Or, yeah, 30, so it's set. Okay.
Okay.
And then I guess I can bug up. Is there a place to put the altitude in here? To flight?
Altitude is not for the pressurization. For your altitude, it's going to be up above. It's going to be on the panel in front of you, and you're going to see a little dial that you can turn, and that's where you set the altitude. It's got a small little knob on it. Should be directly above all that.
I'm totally missing it.
So it's above the radio stack. It's to the right of your fuel. You see your fuel quantity to the right of that bottom right-hand corner. See the little says 2-1? That's your altitude.
Oh, that's so different.
Yeah.
So it's zero.
That's 2,100 feet. So you need to bring that to 300.
Okay, okay. Set altitude Set altitude 30,000.
Altitude 30,000 feet.
Okay. That's interesting. Cool. All right.
Hang on one second.
Yep.
You still hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so other than that, we've got everything set. Anti-skid is on. You go ahead and turn your landing lights can come on.
For taxi?
Well, I mean, once you get down to the runway, that's the next part of the checklist.
Okay, so taxi down to the runway?
Yep.
Okay. I shouldn't have started.
And then as you're taxiing out, you just want to do a thrust reverser check.
How come I can't move? How much N1 does it need?
Doesn't take too much.
Maybe I didn't toggle. Oh, yeah, I did. Do I have any chocks on? Yeah, I'm at 30. Oh, there it is. It does not move until 35. By the way, thank you so much for teaching me today.
Not a problem. Sorry about the delay.
That's okay. There's a shout out, guys, to GrauAdler. He's a streamer. If you want to go learn some stuff, check out his stream right there. Give him a follow.
Guess we're on the taxi now. We're good.
Yeah, he's a very cool cat. The only downside to GrauAdler is that he's just not a member of Snack Air. So, but we'll let it slide for a few weeks before we, really start to take him off the Christmas card list.
I'll send out my Discord information so I can get back on it.
There you go. There is a 30-day wait, by the way.
Okay.
Sorry. We could. I'm gonna waive it for you though. I don't know why. Because I'm still deeply hurt by the fact that you're not a member, but I may get in trouble for waiving it. But if someone can give me a citation lesson for like free, then they get the 30 days waived. But in full disclosure, this is not a real world lesson. This is just for fun. Oh, baby. Is Blazing on the checklist yet?
Not yet. That's when we take off. Blazing that exhaust.
Oh, free.
So as we're taxiing, so did you do a thrust reverser check?
No.
Okay, let's do those. Make sure the buckets come out.
Okay. Oh yeah, buckets came out.
Okay, and then also speed brakes. You need to do those and make sure that those go out and they stow.
Okay, let me. Speed brakes up. And speed brakes stowed. Sweet.
And then a flight control check. Just make sure everything moves free and clear.
Okay, hard to do without yokes, so I gotta bring back the yoke here for a moment. Free and clear. Good access. Okay.
Cool.
I dig this plane. You know, I never thought I'd say this, but compared to 3 years ago, we did not have the problem of too many awesome planes. So it's like there's so many awesome choices nowadays. And the list is going to continue to get bigger. So did you fly this on P3D or no?
No, I did not.
Okay.
There's some of the systems that are the same in the 525, but there are some things that are different in this, but it's more or less the same. Like you can, it's the same placement of stuff. It's just the 525 is the newer version. The 550 is the older one. So they just did some upgrades and made things better.
Okay. Well, my buddy, he gets these free rides on these different private jets that Delta has. And every once in a while, a Citation like this will come up. And I'm like, I'm not as interested in this as I am in say, like a Challenger or a Citation Sovereign or something. But now, whenever he comes up with these little bit older Citations, you can be damn sure I'm going to be saying, yeah, I'm there. It's a little bit of a commitment though, because we fly at basically a deadhead, and then we have to find our own way back home. So it's a little bit of a commitment, but it's flying that. Oh, lights here. Avoid those. Flying in the Challenger and having the Challenger pilots bring you up to the front. It was just like, never forget. Flip to Bozeman that way. I'm going to hit these lights. I don't care. I wonder if there's a way we can go into WED and remove those lights. Okay. Parking brake set. All right. So now we want landing lights on, correct?
Yep. Landing lights on. Ignition should be on. Make sure your flaps are at 7 degrees or first notch.
Okay.
Anti-skid is on.
Anti-skid is on. I missed the other thing after landing lights. You said something else.
It says the anti-skid. Just make sure the anti-skid is on.
There was something after landing lights. Flaps are set. Anti-skid is set.
Landing lights are on. Everything else is good. Let's see. And you have 200 bugged in, so that's it. So we're going to be looking for 98% N1.
And the N1 is that on the left side, or is that the turbine percentage?
No, turbine is N2. So
that's
N2.
N1 is the first set of. Okay, so we're looking for. Sorry, we're looking for what again? N1.
N1 98%.
98. Okay, and then what do we do? What do we do at 98?
98, and then release the brakes and let's cook it.
Oh,
and then we'll probably want to rotate it like 100 knots.
You spool up to 98 before you release the brakes?
Well, you can do it regular, but I just figured you want to do a static takeoff.
Oh, wow. Brad M is here. Thank you. Hello, Brad. Brad says hello, Grau. And John.
What's up, Brad?
Puck Vanek with the host. Puck Vanek dropping the big monster host to host. Thank you, Puck. I do appreciate it. We're learning quite a bit here. Cessna, how you doing? Sterling, sorry I'm missing a lot of the chat. See, Puck likes you, Grau. He capitalized your name, but didn't capitalize my name. Val Dudes is here. Thanks for the host, Puck. Hello, welcome, Puck viewers. All right, so normally, because I have a long runway, I wouldn't necessarily go up to 98, would I?
No, you're still going to go 98 one way or another. That's the power setting you need to get out of there. So whether you leave the brakes on,
no, before the brakes, I meant, yeah. So I could slowly spool up.
Yep.
Or I could have but you would do it with the not the parking brake, with the other. Okay, I'm going to spool up here. There's 51, 50. What do I rotate at? What speed? Oh, we got a subscribe. How much?
100 knots.
We got a subscribe.
We have a
Coming
subscribe.
up on 2 years. Yay.
There's 80, and you're saying 90?
100 knots rotate.
No, but 90 on the N1?
98. 98.
Oh, 98. I went 93. Oh, and don't go above 98, right?
You can. You're not going to hurt it. It's just that's where you want to be at for your climb out.
Okay, there's 60, 70, 80. Oh, it's bouncy here. 80 knots. It's really bouncy. I should probably a little forward nose pressure. Oh, we're over 100. Rotate. Whoa! Holy snack lips.
Okay, so then when you have positive rate, you're going to put gear up, and then your ref plus 40, so 140 knots, you're going to put your flaps up.
Okay, flaps come. I'm at 140 now. Should I go flaps up?
Yep, flaps up.
Flaps up. 140, check.
Okay, go ahead and put your yaw damp on. Autopilot's going to be engaged. Indicated airspeed.
Hold on. I was doing an outside view. All right, where's my... okay, so let's see. So yaw damper. Yaw damper
Yaw
on.
damp, autopilot. Yep,
Autopilot.
on.
Heading. We'll just sync up our
Indicator
heading bug.
airspeed.
Oh, and then yeah, we want to do IAS.
Yep.
And we're climbing out at 200.
Okay, and then you're going to select altitude select because you want it to hold at your current altitude you set.
Woo! All right, altitude select on. That's gonna. Okay, we're gonna see if the. I want to see if the SciTech panel works. All right, here goes our heading. We're gonna go heading 270. Oh baby. Val dudes, how you doing? Climbs like a wig smacked eagle. Dang right, man. Holy snacky lips. All right, sorry for so much swearing, but you know, snack lips. Screenshot. I can turn off this Carenado option here. Oh, I also have the autopilot in the menu too, I see. That's kind of handy.
Yeah.
All right, so, okay, so, sorry, continue.
And then, so now landing lights need to come off. Igniters need to go back to normal.
Okay, landing lights off. What about anti-skid?
Nope, leave it.
Leave it, okay, and then after landing lights, then ignition
back to normal.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, let's
and
see.
And then check your N1. Make sure you're at like 98.
Okay, I'm at 99.
Okay, just bring it back to 98. We don't need to be pushing it that hard.
Okay, 98. There we go, 98 even. Okay. Now I'm gonna attempt to go direct to Fairfield.
Okay.
So bring up the GTN, and we'll just go. Oops. Let's go direct flight plan Fairfield. It was already there. Activate, and then I'm gonna hit nav. CDI is already there, so now we're direct Fairfield. Oh, we got some contrails going on.
Lovely.
Really good frame rates too.
Yeah, easy on the frames.
Scooby Poods here, deep fried. Hello. I'm glad that you were able to help me out today. I think that was part of the reason that I wanted you at home is because you'd have less of a delay. I was part of it, probably subconsciously. I was thinking you'd have less of a delay as far as seeing what I'm doing, but this worked. So.
And I can do it when I go home too. We can jump in. We can dial it in, get a good flow going, so you know exactly where to go.
And then one day they're going to have a shared cockpit profile for this.
That'd be nice.
Jay Krause is here. This flyby is brought to you by Jay Krause. Woo! I've been waiting so long for this plane. I don't think it's very profitable on FS Economy. I'm not going to lie, but it'll be fun. So we'll have one. We'll have one. We'll buy one.
At Lars Rast, there's some documentation inside that comes with the 550. I have my own documentation that I have that because I have friends that fly the 550, so I use my own stuff. But I think they had some stuff. But if you guys want, I can type one up. If you guys like want an actual checklist from start to finish, I don't mind doing that.
I would like a checklist in the John Fly format, meaning only the stuff that we actually will change. I would like to have. I would like to. I can look at an extensive checklist at some point, but I want one where it actually says do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. I don't necessarily want to do like, hey, test the fire light, indicator or whatever.
Right. Yeah, we didn't do any of that. There's so much more stuff that real, like when we fly, we do a lot more checks, but this gets you rolling here. Yeah.
And then we have the John Fly checklist room on the Discord where we have all of those where I've just said just do this, and then at your convenience you can go and dive into more depth, everyone out there in the sim land.
Okay, I'll type one up for you guys.
That'd be awesome. What I was going to do is after this lesson I was going to go ahead and watch the video again and then type it up, but if you want to do that anyway, that would be pretty legit.
Yeah, I'll just type it up because I'll put things in a certain order.
Yeah, and then like I say, just do it on like a Word document or something like that, and it's something I can put on the checklist page. That would be pretty cool.
You got it.
Thanks, man. Whew. Tell you what, Salt Lake City Ortho, it's where it's at, baby. By the way, that was the John Fly departure procedure out of Salt Lake City. Wow. One day I may be able to be in your real world presence near the jet or outside of the jet.
Well, no, we'll make it happen.
Cessna 9DS, are you a PPL or just a flight? I'm just an enthusiast. Yeah. I'm an enthusiast. What's the word beyond enthusiast? Like, I'm an obsessistious. That's the word of the day. I'm an obsessistious. Obsessistious. How do we spell that, guys? Obsessistious. We got Professor Binkleton. Sub it up.
We got a subscribe.
Inching closer to that 2-year mark.
We got a subscribe.
Professor Binkleton subbing up 22 months in a row. Thank you, Professor. I do appreciate. My nasal activity is not brought to you by Professor Binkleton. Thank you. Coming up on 2 years. Yeah. Why are there 2 altimeters? And then someone's in white text. Oh, that's Cessna. I was about to say what's flying. Like, yeah, what's flying over Utah like exactly? Yeah. So why are there 2 altimeters? Well, there's a standby and a regular. I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
So you got your regular and then you got your standby. One's digital and one's analog.
Yeah, you always have a primary and a secondary because if something goes out, you gotta have 2.
And I noticed also that you have 2 transponders down here. Collins.
Yep.
Yeah. Do I have Ortho constantly downloading? At the very moment I don't, but last night I did. Yeah, last night I was doing Southern Arizona. There is a checklist in the documentation folder. Yeah, I want the condensed GrauAdler special checklist. My zoom level is 17, 18, and 19. So it's 17 everywhere, 18 around the terminal areas, and then 19 on the approach and departure corridors for every airport. But I'm switching over to, this looks so gorgeous. I'm switching over to zoom level 17 everywhere and only 18 within a kilometer of the airport boundary because I'm trying to save disk space. So I'm going to lose a little bit of fidelity with my 18 and 19, but I'm going to gain disk space which will then allow me to put Europe back onto the spinning disks rather than having half of Europe on external hard drives. In this PC, I've got a half a terabyte SSD and then 16 terabytes of spinning disk, but only 14 terabytes usable. And then I've got two 8 terabyte externals that take forever to load ortho off of, but it does work. All right, we're up to flight level 260, climbing 300.
Johnny Karcher was asking what the known issues were with the autopilot. As far as autopilot, I wasn't nothing on my end. I know it doesn't do anything with VNav, so you have to do it manually, but the autopilot worked. What were your issues?
Take a guess, Potato. Take a guess at your question. Holy snack lips, Bird. Yep. Bird won the TBM 900 from the John Fly stream yesterday. Oh, you're saying holy snack lips to the amount of terabytes. Yeah. It's a bit. I'm a bit obsessive. Okay, so if you wanted to do a pilot edge flight, then what you're saying is it won't follow a star?
Yeah, it's not. It
as
has
far
issues
as
right now.
altitude?
Carenado needs to implement it somehow.
Have you tried it with the default FMS?
No.
Okay,
No, I have. Yeah, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Okay, because there are some planes, for example, like the FlyJSim 732, for example. I think people have been able to use the default FMS and have it follow a star down. But I've never heard of a GTN being used. So you have to do that all manually, huh? That sucks.
Yeah. But maybe the new updates these guys are pushing out will implement that, hopefully.
But is that a Citation update or is that a GTN update?
No, it's a Carenado update for it to work with everything.
So you're saying the GTN 750 will step down in other planes on the VNav profile of a star?
I've just barely purchased a 750, so I don't know all of its, what all it can do.
I have never done a star with a 750 before, I guess. So. Johnny can't get it to hold altitude. Well, all I'm doing is hitting the altitude select button here, as GrauAdler has taught me. So altitude select on, and then up here I'm bugging in flight level 300 or whatever flight level you want to go to. And then apparently it's going to stop here in just a moment here at 300. But you do have to have the alt select on in order for it to capture. I've never done a star with the 750, no. Have you, Doo-Doo? Is your ortho mostly 16 for... No, it's 17. I don't have any 16 anywhere. I was thinking about doing the Dakotas in 16 and maybe Nebraska and Kansas in 16 just because, but I decided I'm just going to redo everything again in 17 and just have a little tiny bit of 18 around the airports. But I'll be honest, when you're at this level, I don't think you can tell the difference between 16 and 17 at this level, at the flight levels. I don't think you can. What do you guys think? Don't know. Yeah, I don't think you can do a star with the Aerobask 750 either. And maybe you can do it with the GTN 750. I just have never seen it do vertical profile before, so I should probably test that. Right now we're doing Kavik. Doo-Doo, I don't have any real weather on right now. We are getting 50 frames. That kind of sucks, doesn't it? Pick a 5-string, did 16 everywhere with 17 and 18 around the airports. Yeah. And so you're saving on disk space. So, yeah. Uh-oh. Lord Vald got cut off for some reason. What happened there? Oh, thank you, Bird. Apparently the GTN 750 IRL recently had VNav function. Huh. Is that a real world article though, or is that talking about the sim? I think that's the real world GTN, which is all. I think it does have VNav. Yeah. You think 17 is much sharper and accurate color even at flight levels? Really? You think there's a difference, huh? Huh. I don't know. Fork Boy has a lot of 16 around his 17, so this looks pretty dang good, though. Wow. All right, I'm going to try another direct, too.
What's usually the flight time going to Salt Lake to LAS?
LAS?
Yeah.
It's like an hour.
Nice.
Right now we got 46 minutes left. Unless I go direct. And we're not too much of a shortcut if I go direct, but let's do... I'm going to tighten this up a little bit here. There we go. Make that view. Let's go direct. And we're going direct airport. Not much of a change. Just a little tiny bit. Ooh. I should probably check my fuel, huh? All right, where are my fuel gauges, sir?
Okay, so now that you're at cruise, sorry, I wasn't looking at that. Now that you're at cruise, go ahead and bring it to like 103%.
103% N1, okay?
Yeah.
So we're going to adjust this right here from 98 to 103. Can you take the reactor to 103%? 100, back up. 103% possible, but not recommended. Take the reactor to 103%. All right. What are we doing? What are we doing, sir? We're going to see a friend. We're going to kill Ramius. All right, 103 is set.
Good. Here we go.
Ground speed bumping up a little bit.
Yeah.
Do I have enough fuel to get to Vegas?
Yeah, it feels good.
Shows here about 1,200 aside. It's a little low, isn't it?
1,200 aside?
Yeah.
No, you got plenty of fuel.
Okay.
You have like 150 gallons aside.
Okay. All right.
You got plenty of gas.
Remove the safeties. Exactly. Prozac saying, wow, you run the N1s that high at altitude?
At cruise.
At cruise.
Yeah. And the 525, we're at like 100% N1.
You know what's crazy, guys, is that my whole life, I've been simming since, this is going to sound nuts, but I've been simming since 86, right? And my whole life, I've always wanted to have a sit down with a pilot and talk to them about their, flying and ask them questions, Even in 2012 and 2013, when I didn't know about, much, I didn't do X-plane, I didn't do much anything. Even in 2012, every once in a while, I'd get lucky in my flying around the world that there'd be some pilot either in the terminal or lucky, if I was super lucky, I'd have a pilot sitting next to me. And I remember in 2012 and 2013, I got this Delta pilot that sat next to me, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I ask you a few questions?" Because he was just doing a leg down to grab a flight somewhere. He's like, "Yeah, no problem." I'm like, "How far out do you descend into Salt Lake City when you're up at 34,000 feet?" We started talking about just the descent calculations. And the reason I bring up this whole situation is I always wanted to talk to these pilots, and I felt like they were so disconnected from me. But now we have pilots talking to us live on Discord. GrauAdler here, a Citation jet pilot in the real world, talking to me live. We've got Prozac 919 here in the chat room. He's a real world 737 captain. It's amazing that Twitch has brought us together in this amazing hobby, and we have access to these real world studs. I'm wig smacked. Sorry, I'm that's enough of my soapbox for the moment. Yeah, not to mention, the backstage pass, Prozac, exactly. It just blows my mind. We're very, very lucky to have this thing here called the interwebs. And I could even do it happily with a cold, plug-nosed, under the weather. I'm still happy as could be.
It'd be fun doing a group flight with the Citation.
Oh, we've got to do it now. We have to do it. In fact, I when you kind of joked about it, but then a Navion group flight would be fun also.
Oh yeah, that'd be a blast. Those things are fun to fly.
Yeah. Kind Home, the ETA is 36 minutes. Because I don't time accelerate. Well, I'm kind of digging this plane. I'm going to have to add this and the TBM to my GA list. I don't think is there a CSL for the Citation?
No, I don't think so. There's a static one that you see in X-Plane, but I don't know how to get it over, and it's not really like the best of 3D, so I don't know. It'd be nice to have somebody make one.
I think Bluebell has one. If you have the Bluebell CSL pack, I think it's in there.
Okay.
But I'm not sure.
I'd have to go look.
What do citations show up as on Pilot Edge for you? Other citations?
I haven't flown anybody on Pilot Edge with the Citation. I just fly regular.
Okay.
So I have not used it yet.
Prozac says, problem is sometimes when you get to meet real pilots, they become text pests. Dude, Prozac, I hope that you text me more often, because that is the real deal when you have text access to a 737 driver. And I feel bad though, because sometimes I'm in the middle of changing a diaper and my phone goes ding, and I'm like, that might be a picture from Prozac. That might be some sort of lesson about a 737 from Prozac. And I'm in the middle of the diaper, and so I just run to the other side of the room, stuff flying everywhere, baby going, what the snack? Jay Krause says, back in 83 and 84, my dad and I had a twin Navion. Did you really? Wow, a twin Navion. No, but on a serious note, Prozac, you seriously, I'm thank you for being my friend, and I owe you a nice steak dinner in Salt Lake City when you come through next time. Seriously, for all the help you've given me. In fact, first 6 beers are on me, GrauAdler, for this lesson, because that's
Roger that.
But
I'll get the next 6.
That's when we're not flying around, right? Yeah. You'll get the next 6, yeah. Yep. During the poker tournament, we'll have to consume these 12 beverages.
That's coming back around the corner again. We're going to be doing our Vegas runs. It'll be 14 of those, 14 weekends.
And you're doing those from SoCal up to Henderson?
Yeah, so that'll be every weekend for 14 weekends. So we got to find a time that you can come with.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to enter one of those tournaments, assuming that I'm employed. I would like to enter a $1,500 buy-in, to be honest, because it's one of those it's one of those bucket list items, right? WSOP buy-in, $1,500.
Oh yeah.
Treat it like basically put a dono goal up on the stream, World Series of Poker buy-in, and then everyone who contributes to the buy-in gets a piece of the action. Knowing that I suck at poker, but I shouldn't advertise that. John Fezza, how you doing, sir? Yeah, they are not very common and not very fast, but area great play, and they can carry a lot. I really liked that Navion. John, were you here when I was flying the Navion? around Montreal. It's a beautiful plane, and it flies really well. And I want to see one in the real world now. Yeah, I flew around for a good 45 minutes in the Navion around the new Montreal airport. I'm going to put the video out on YouTube. In fact, I'll put out this Citation video on YouTube as well. But I have to wait 24 hours before I can do that, according to my agreements. Man, I sound so stuffy, don't I? All right, 208 out. Okay, so we're at flight level 300. Vegas is around what? 22? Was it around 2,200 feet above sea
I know
level?
Henderson's at 2,700.
I think Vegas is at
2,500.
22. No, it could be 24. Anyway, we need to get down 28,000 feet. So how far out should we start to descend? We got to use that whole 3-to-1 calculator thingy.
Yeah. So, what's your mileage to?
204 to the field.
I usually start the descent around 75.
Okay.
But we can start earlier.
Some people are at 100. There's the new Navion, J. Krause, right there. You won it. It's free right there for you. You won. All right, I'll start down at I'll start down at 100. I'll just do it. And then how do you do your descent? You just doing vertical speed?
So to keep maximum forward speed, what you want to do is I would take your bug and I would bug it into 250 to 255 and hit indicated airspeed and then use your throttles in order to change your angle of descent.
Okay,
so it's going to go ahead. It's going to maintain that airspeed that you have the dial at, but to increase or decrease your vertical speed, you're going to use throttles.
Okay. But I am going to descend in indicated airspeed mode?
Yes.
Okay. And then I'm going to reduce throttles, and then I've set 250. So okay, cool.
Okay.
You've had the beta version of the V Flight, so that is a new release. Yeah. I think that's full release. Yeah. Prozac says he used to see Citations a lot when he was stationed in Europe. I always thought they looked like a sweet biz jet. Yeah. Thanks for putting it on YouTube for non-subscribers. Yeah, no problem. Pick a 5-string. Yeah. So many good planes these days. I know, Nick. Did you get in on the giveaway for the TBM? Did you miss out on that? We've given away, I think, 6 TBMs on the channel so far. I made a lot of people happy. All right, Prozac has a question for you, Grau. Can you read that out loud?
Oh yeah. Do the spoilers get the Citation to drop as quick as they do in the Lear 35? I think it's pretty comparable to as far as how fast they drop. I don't know what the seconds are for the Lear 35. Do you know what each individual? I'm trying to think what the timing is on the Lear 35. Because on the Citation we have the speed brake, so they open and close on the upper and lower part of the wing, and it's pretty fast. I think it's like 3 seconds, and they call them cheese graters because they have a bunch of holes in them.
It's good info. Epsilon, between the live streams on Twitch and YouTube, and then just playing around in the sim, playing around starting with the Skyhawk, right? Getting down the Skyhawk basics and then slowly graduating. But you never ever will stop learning. Ever. And as John Fezza says, too many good planes, not enough time. Yep.
Prozac, do you have Lear 35 time?
Feel free to read out what he's saying there.
When we use the spoilers in flight in the Lit 35, it would peg at 6,000 feet per minute, which was the limit of that instrument. Lair dropped like a rock. Oh, he's talking about how fast we can drop. Oh, yeah, so we don't really use those to descend like that quick. We've got that straight wing, so it's the only time we actually use the spoilers is like if we just need to get just get a little bit of speed dropped off. Other than that, they very rarely come out.
Reflected reality. What kind of stuff do they do? Pick a 5-string. I need to blow my nose. I'll be back. TMI. Be right back. We have to use the spoilers sometimes in the 737 when ATC keeps us high. However, it only adds 800 feet per minute in the descent on that plane. Some guys view using spoilers as a failure in your flying. You're not one of them. Everybody's getting criticized. Okay, back with ya. With you. All right, we're 158 out. Just going over coming up to Cedar City here on our left. Right up there. Where apparently they have the greatest Shakespeare festival in the entire planet, on the entire planet. The best. If you're into Shakespeare, you probably have been to Cedar City. I am not into Shakespeare, but maybe I should be. How's the night lighting on this bad boy?
It's pretty good.
I'll have to try that out maybe sometime in the near future. I think I'm going to do ILS 26 left from Prino or something.
Okay.
Can one of my mods give PH Kim a... Oh, you're a sub, though. You can post. Another question for GrauAdler. How hot is the cockpit in the sunlight? Citations have those big, nice windows.
Oh, geez. It's like a sauna. It's so uncomfortable. We do our trips down to Florida or even in Vegas when we do our Vegas trips. Even having these the visors up front that keep it cool in there, it's not enough. The plane gets so heat soaked. And the AC, it takes us like we'll get to like 23,000 or 25,000, and it's barely cooling off. And like we only, Las Vegas to Bakersfield is like 53 minutes. So by the time we're like halfway, it's barely cooling down. It's so uncomfortable. And then being in Florida with the humidity, it's almost unbearable sitting in that thing. Trying to write down going through all your checklist and taking down your clearance, like the paper's like soaked. It's just, I don't know. The citations they didn't do a very good job as far as getting some of that air up front. It stays in the back. And then they actually had to drill holes in the bulkhead itself because they said that too much air came forward. That was something that the FAA had, or Cessna had put out. So it's kind of bad for everybody up front.
I guess that's reason for your buddy to get a new plane. It's just purely for your comfort up front. So like a Citation Latitude is what I'm thinking. Brand new.
Yeah, I think they're done a lot better. They have a lot better air movement inside the cabin itself. We're an older Citation, so things have been changed so much since then and then now.
What would the process be for you to be checked out on a Citation Latitude?
Just type in the aircraft. You just have to go and get typed in it and get certain hours.
But do you have to do the full type rating even though you have the Citation 2 time?
No, it's just so you have time, but then you have to have time in that current check. So
okay,
whatever the Latitude is, like I don't know what that number is, but like the 680 is a lot different than the 525, so it's a whole nother type.
I love that Latitude. It looks so nice. So I have a big announcement. PH Kim has just created and published a Navion CSL for Pilot Edge. And it was literally submitted to the org minutes ago, and he posted a link here in the chat. So the Navion group flight is confirmed.
Sweet.
I don't know if you want to do a piston group flight with us sometime, but I'm gonna do it. Of
course.
Okay, good, because I'm gonna set that up, and it's almost gonna be like you have to be in a Navy, because there is no excuse, right? If you're a member of Pilot Edge, there's no excuse for you not to be in a Navion with the Navion CSL because they're both free. So Thank you, PH Kim, for that awesome work. I'm gonna go ahead and preemptively strike your awesomeness with an ad of 888 snacks for that. That's awesome. Man, you read my mind, sir. Yeah, the dirt's read my mind, given the snacks. I didn't even know about the plane before the stream, but it looked great. How did you secure permission so quickly is what I want to know. That was very quick permission. Wow. See, you saw the stream. We now have a CSL. That is just the glorious Twitchverse. Yep. V-Flight already gave me permission for all of their models earlier. Oh, brilliant. I'm so happy about that. Maybe do it during the flight. I don't want it to be in conjunction with the Marcus because I want to do it kind of as a separate thing. I don't know if a bunch of Navions flying into Salt Lake City with a bunch of jets will be all that. I don't know. We'll do it separately. I am going to try to make it into Marcus's event on Tuesday night. I think we're supposed to arrive into Salt Lake City between certain time. Probably we'll take the TBM or maybe the Zebo or maybe the Citation. I don't know. I have so many options. It's Tuesday night. I don't have the time, though, in front of me. All right, 121 out. We're almost going to start our descent. Doing 400 knots across the ground. Does that sound about right at 103% N1?
Yeah, just cooking along.
Nice.
Yeah, I think if I string, the Citation does need limo window tint. I wish we could do that. It's terrible up there. It's no fun.
So Eyes on the Sky says arriving between 2030 and 2045 Pacific into Salt Lake City. Okay. It's hard to time an arrival within a 15-minute window. That is hard to do, unless you're VFR. But I'll have to figure out when I'm going to fly.
And like you get sunburned so much more. So like when we do our East Coast trips, we fly from West Coast to East Coast, you're sitting up there in the sun, you're that much closer to the sun, and you have nothing really protecting you, like your arm just burns.
Do you wear sunscreen?
No. My wife gets pissed because I don't do that.
Also, a long sleeve shirt doesn't hurt either.
It's too hot.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when we fly from East Coast to West Coast, it drags on because we're always against headwinds.
And you're with the sun setting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's getting wrecked.
John Fezzik gave you a hot 120. I didn't even catch what you said. What did you say? So when is the citation raffle? That's a good question. How much is the citation? Is it 35?
Yeah, 35.
Or is it 40? Pick a 5-string says it's 40.
39.95.
And it's called the Carenado Citation S550, right? Otherwise known as the 2, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. Fine. Ticket raffle. We're open for all users. Cessna Citation S550. Each ticket costs 1 snack. You can buy a maximum of 75,000 tickets. And if anyone would like to donate toward that giveaway, I'm not opposed to any sort of $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 donos. Oh, I got to give snacks to Bombsmith for the landing rate though. So add 350 to Bombsmith, right? Bombsmith, you got the landing rate a long time ago. Sorry about that. Anyway, you type in exclamation ticket space and then the number of tickets that you would like to buy to get the Citation S550. If you already own the plane, please do not enter the drawing. Thank you. There's another mission payout. Okay. Mission payout. Alec TW gets 500 snacky snacks. Okay. Exclamation. Oh, by the way, should there be a super secret claim phrase, GrauAdler? Do you want to make one up?
Adler.
Huh? GrauAdler?
Adler.
Oh, Adler. Yeah. All right.
Adler.
In order to claim the Citation jet, people, you have to say the word Adler. You have to say the word Adler within 2 minutes or you will not win. I repeat, if you get chosen, and if you say Adler right now, you get timed out and you get disqualified. No, I'm just kidding. If you get chosen, you must say the word Adler within 2 minutes. Okay? I'm only going to say that 17 more times. All right, 500 to Alec. There's 500 for Alec. And the way that you get snacks is by watching the stream, answering trivia questions, flying missions for Snack Air on FS Economy, and just sometimes just being cool. What's the FSE alias for what? For the citation? That's a good question. I don't know. What is it, Grau?
C550.
C550.
Yep.
Prozac, yeah, you're a subscriber, so you should be able to post a link. All right, 85 out. I'm starting down. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bug in 9,000.
Okay.
Do I just rotate this? How come it's not rotating? Oh, it's over here. Sorry. Rotating that down to 9,000. Or I can just say set altitude 9,000.
Altitude 9,000 feet.
And then I'm going to go into IAS mode. So click the IAS button down here. And then I'm going to go idle or...
No, you don't go idle. Just go to like 70%. Because remember, you're going off indicated airspeed. So the more power you pull off, the faster it's going to descend in order to keep that airspeed.
Okay.
So if you go to flight idle, this thing's going to be like, oh, I need to go 250 knots. Here we go. You're going to be like 6,000 feet.
Okay. All right, so there we go. We're at... Oh, we got a dono. We got a dono. Look at the curvature of the contrail.
Half of the 550.
Oh, that's so awesome. Jay Kraus, Puff MTD.
You will love the citation.
Jay Kraus and Puff MTD donoing up 20 and 5. Thank you guys for offsetting the expense of the giveaway. I do appreciate that. What graphics card do you need? I recommend any of the GTX and the 970s, 980s, 1080s, 2080s. Check altitude select. All right, yep, altitude select. Thank you, Sparrow. Oh, we got more DMB birds in.
Here's a little toward the giveaway. I already have it, so I can't sweep the weekend, lol.
Thank you, DMB Bird, for the dono. $5 dono coming in. Puff, DMB Bird, Jay Kraus with the 20. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate that. We got quite a bit of people in the giveaway. And again, the super secret claim phrase is Adler. You must say it within 2 minutes. There's 30 people already in the giveaway.
Let's go to 75% N1. Let's go ahead and decrease that or shallow out the vertical speed.
All right. It was at 73, so 75 is not too much.
So let's go to 80.
Okay, 80.
And we're still a little ways out, so.
We're at 19, just coming up to, now we're about 2,000 feet per minute and dropping. Thank you, gentlemen, for the donos. Can you do additional tickets by typing it again? I think so, yeah. I think so. Can you guys? I've never even tried. When does the giveaway end? The giveaway will end when I land in 11 minutes, I think. Or should I do it sooner? Maybe I should do it sooner. I think it replaces the previous one, but not certain. Yeah, it does replace? Okay. Nutton said he has 40 hours in the citation. Are you talking about real world, Nutton? Or in the sim? I've got 1.2 in no sim so far. Okay, there's a 1,800 feet per minute VSI. Is that pretty good?
Let's go a little bit more. Let's keep it around 2,000 if we can.
Oh, more dono. So increase the N to N1?
No, decrease N1.
Sorry, decrease N1.
Since the Ryan was so expensive for you.
Oh, snack. The donos are coming in. So if I
this should take care of the rest.
We got Sphero 1848 with an Andrew Jackson coming in with the 20. Iowa Scotsman coming in with the 20. Not knowing that it had been completed. Thank you guys. You're very generous. That's. Thank you so much for sponsoring the giveaway of the Citation. All right, so I lowered the N1, but my vertical speed went up. Does that make sense?
You pull the power back?
Yeah.
No, it should have increased your vertical speed.
I'm sorry, it did. Yeah. Oh yeah, because it's trying to maintain that speed. Yep, that makes sense.
Yep.
So, do I want to go to 2,000, or do I want to go more than 2,000?
What are you at right now? You're at 18,000 descending?
No, I'm at 2,500. I'm at 71% N1, and it's coming back to.
No, what's your altitude?
Oh, altitude. I'm at 18.
Okay. So leave it around 2,000 should be good. That seems like a pretty good number.
Okay. And then I'm going to go on vectors. So I'm going to sync up my heading bug, which you can actually, I noticed down here there's a heading sync button. I'm going to go heading, get rid of the arm. Flight director's been off this whole time, I guess. No, that's weird. All right, on, and then we're going to go heading. I'm going to make a left turn to 120, says ATC. Thank you guys all for those donos. Change your barometric pressure. It's set. Yeah, it's set. Because I'm Cav. Is it Cav okay or Cavic in the sim? So the barrel set. Okay, 37 people in the giveaway.
Boy.
Yeah.
Come up.
Yep. And there's some big bets going on. So if someone wants that Citation. Okay, I'm going to go heading 191. Right turn, or not 191, but 190.
We're still about 2,000 feet per minute descent.
Yeah, 14,000 feet. I'm going to intercept at Laurie on the ILS 26 left chart, and I need to be at 6,500 at Laurie.
Okay.
So I'm going to bug in 6,500 into the... What would you call that? Just the altitude selector?
Yeah.
Okay. And if I want to shallow out, I want to lower the speed though, because we're getting. Yeah, so if I take it to 240 indicated, that will shallow my descent as well.
Or you can just maintain that speed and then add power.
Yeah. But getting close to 10,000 feet, we want to be well below that 250, don't we? For ATC
Yep.
purposes.
We usually do like 240, 245.
Okay. There's 1,000 feet per minute, so I think that's good. And then I'm going to bug up the nav frequency here. So nav 1 is going to be... There's so many nav radios over here. Which one's which? Let's try it. Set nav 1 111.50.
NAV 1 set to 111.5.
Oh!
75,000
Might
snacks.
as well give away a second one.
We got a back-to-back Andrew Jackson Iowa Scotsman dono. We may have enough for a second one, gentlemen. The only issue is I do have to pay some PayPal fees, but I think you guys have covered 2 citations. We won't worry about the tax implications because we're in giveaway mode. Citation. But I think, to be honest though, I think if I do another one, I think I will reset the drawing. I won't draw twice out of the same pool. You have to pony up again so we can offset the inflation. Actually, I think I'm getting a little too low here. So
Okay, so now that we're getting close, we need to set our pressurization. So whatever the field altitude is, and then plus 200 is what we do.
the field elevation
Yes.
in where?
It's going to say cabin altitude and
cabin altitude.
Make sure we set that.
Down here, cabin altitude.
Yep, and then getting close to 10,000, make sure we got the recog lights on.
So do I take that all the way down to like negative? Oh, 22.
No, it'll just look
There we
for
go.
look for the altitude.
Yeah, right in there. Okay. I'm sorry, I missed that other part. What did you say? I'm going to change my speed also here. Go down to 230. All right. You said something else besides setting the pressure? I'm going to turn my landing lights on.
And going through 10,000 feet, make sure you put their recogs on, recog lights.
Okay, recog. Up is on.
Prozac, no, we have two Garmin 530s. That's what our radio stack that we use.
Do I want to put on any sort of fuel pumps or ignition or?
Yeah, when you get lower, you can put the ignition on.
How low?
Turn your engine sync's gonna come off. It's all in the the.
I didn't turn the
checklist.
engine sync on takeoff. Or sorry, in cruise.
Oh. Well, I thought on your climb out you turned it on to fan, right?
Nope, I didn't.
Whoops.
Yep.
I thought I heard you go through it.
Okay, I'm going to go down to, can I bring it back to like 65? Is that okay on this descent?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just keep an eye on your speed, though.
Yeah.
I know you're on a descent, but
Have some very generous people with their donations. Thank you again, all. That's it's really kind. We're a little bit ahead of Laurie, so I'm going to change my heading just a little bit here.
And Prozac, for our radar, we have a Garmin, the GMX 200 is what we use. And then for our transponders, we have two GTX 327s.
I'm going to be at Shand at 4,900. Actually, Laura at 6,500 will be fine. I want to change my CDI to Loc. I'm sorry, how low before I turn the ignitions on? Ignition switches?
It's just in your, when you get the first notch of flaps out.
Okay.
You can put the ignition on, and we'll go through another checklist.
I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going to go down to 49. I'm going to do a little bit of a vector change here. So it's more of a 30-degree intercept. So we'll go 210 on the heading. I'm going to bring my speed back to like 180. Bring back my... What's the lowest you should have on your N1 on approach, percentage-wise? Zim Nerd, hello.
It's whatever you need. I mean, if there's not you can go down to flight idle, but there's never any reason to do that.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to drop altitude.
I think I need to get some boards out because I'm not descending, and I need to.
Well, then go flight idle and just go ahead and nose it forward a little bit. Just trim forward. So flight idle, and then just nose forward until you get where you need to be
Oh,
at.
autopilot off, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta. Okay, I didn't want to do that quite yet, but.
Or you can do autopilot and just use a trim. Just trim the aircraft. Vertical speed, go like, whatever you need in order to get down.
It's dipping. Dipping, dipping, dipping. Autopilot on, arm nav. Need to add some speed here. Is the autopilot on? Looks like it is. It went through the loc. Dang it. All right. Going back to sync up the heading bug. Go to heading.
You're way below, but your max gear extension for this is 250 knots. So you don't have to worry about that.
Okay, so now I'm going to go into nav, and hopefully it's going to take this. Set nav 1 course 259. Set nav 1 course 259.
NAV1 course set to 259er.
Come on, intercept, baby. Oh, there it is. It's starting to intercept. All right, I'm going to hit the approach button. Flaps 1. Ignition coming back on. Gear coming down.
You have 1 notch of flaps out?
Yep, 2 actually.
Okay, watch your airspeed.
Yep, I'm getting down a little low, so I'm going to pump up the N1.
Yep, get the N1 in there. Stay above 140 for right now until we get stabilized.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go around.
Landing lights need to come on.
I'm going to have to go around. I could land it manually. Should I try to land it manually?
No, put your boards out. Put your boards out.
Okay,
Fly out, put your boards out, nose forward.
So boards out will be like that. Boards out, flight idle, autopilot off. Let's manually land this bad boy.
Watch your airspeed though, so nose forward.
Yep. Oh man, my airspeed's really low. Yeah, we're gonna dive bomb this bad boy. Keep that airspeed up. Yeah, for some reason the autopilot disconnected, and it's because I moved the trim. It's okay. I can bump up that speed a little bit more here. I'm gonna nose trim down. Hand flying an approach is a good idea anyway, isn't it?
Yeah. So what's your airspeed right now?
110. Pretty slow. I don't need the
so
boards out.
You'd want to be like 120.
Oops, I
What's your altitude?
accidentally did the reversers. My altitude's 3,900. White on the pappy, so I'm going to come down a little bit.
Okay.
Landing lights are on. Gears down. 3 green.
Anti-skid's on. You didn't have the sync on. That would have ripped those reversers right off.
Yeah, it would have. That's what you have when you have your spoilers switch next to your reverser switch. That's not a recommended situation. I don't want to go fly idle because I was a little bit slow there, ham sandwich. But should I be flight idle?
No, unless you know you made the runway. Be
That's
flight
okay.
idle yet. I'd be landing anywhere from 100 to 105.
Okay. Take that trim. Use that trim. Okay, now I'm on path. This is fun. I like this plane. Okay, get your guesses in now, gentlemen. Never landed this before. I'm a little bit slow, so I'm going to bump up the power. 400.
How's your airspeed?
100.
Yeah. Wouldn't go any slower than that. So if you can keep that airspeed in.
I think I'm going to have to go a little bit faster because I need to dive down a little bit just so I can not get too outside the touchdown zone.
Yeah, we're usually a ref plus 20 over the numbers, and then we just go flight idle. But it'll get you used to
49.
it. Just good.
I think I'm in reverse. Yeah. It said butter on my screen. I don't know why. Flaps 0.
Flaps going up all the way.
Yep, reverses are out.
Who won? Who got closest? Thanks, Baldark. All right, let's just act like we're on pilot edge and just stop here for a moment until we get a ground clearance. All right, so in this situation, we're going to probably turn off the lights. We're cleaning. The flaps are clean. Spoilers are clean. Any skid. Do we do anything with that before we taxi? Probably nav lights can come off. Actually, nav stays on. Recog off, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Prozac, the spoilers, you have to manually put them out when you land. No auto deploy, unfortunately. So igniters will go back to normal. You can get all the
Igniters
lights
to normal. Okay.
Yep. Then anti-skid can come off.
Anti-skid off.
And once you get to where you're going to park or wherever, you turn your air source, put it back to the bottom position.
All right, this is the last time I'm going to say this, guys. If you win the citation, you must put in the super secret claim phrase in the chat within 2 minutes, and it's Adler, A-D-L-E-R. And that's the last time I'm going to say it. You must type it. I'll say it one more time. You must type in A-D-L-E-R to claim the citation. Taxi over to C1. Employee food trucks there are the best airport food in the system. El Patio. I need some good Mexican. That cough sounds so bad. These are the C gates right straight ahead, aren't they? Yeah. C1.
Yep.
Don't type it in now, you guys. I said if you win. You guys are not paying attention. Now, everyone in chat, place your finger on your nose. Make sure it's your right index finger on your nose. You are now in a trance. Whew. You normally wouldn't go to the terminal in a citation, but I'd go over to signature. But oh, we almost took out the baggage handler. But we have special permission to go over here to the Mexican food truck.
So for these, your the flaps are already set, or you want to make sure before you shut everything off, they're set at 7 degrees.
Oh,
So it's
before
actually already left
before.
a notch down. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if we look down here on the throttle quadrant, there is
First notch.
first notch. Yep. We'll set the parking brake. All right. I won't do a shutdown. Let's do a giveaway. 41 people are entered into the giveaway. Oh, that's a lot of people. I'll give this 1 minute on the timer to get in. 1 minute. You gotta spell Tannerman. You just don't hang out enough. You misspell snacks. What the snack? Oh, gosh.
That's like a bad word right there.
Yeah. We got 41 people in. In fact, there's only 146 in the stream, and there's 42 people in now. Wow. Chat is falling apart. Yeah, exactly.
Well, what'd you think?
I love it. I kind of had lower expectation, and I don't know why, but I love it. It's a fun bird. I kind of messed up the ILS interception there because I was so task saturated with getting my speed down. So maybe next time I'll probably fly out a little bit further on the ILS, get up, and I'll probably get to that 9,000 feet way before the initial approach fix at the very end over there by Lake Mead, and I'll take a nice and easy approach. I'll watch my speed. I need to refine my interception skills there. So, all right, ticket raffle.
A lot of stuff gets my credit, pretty quick. So
Yeah. Same for you, Iowa. Better than expected. Yeah. Say that again, Grau. I missed that.
I was just saying, we can, when I'm at home, we'll get you dialed in. We'll go do a bunch of approaches, and we'll get you we'll get a flow going. So it's the same thing, where you got to be at.
Yeah.
But a lot can happen really quick in there, so that's why having that straight wing, you're cooking along.
Yeah, and then that condensed checklist, if you could put that out in the next week or two, that'd be awesome.
I'll hopefully have it out tomorrow for you guys. I'm working on it right now.
Oh, that would be quick. So, okay, yeah, ham sandwich. I think AFM is working on a citation and also leading edge. Yeah, there's going to be, we're going to have options for sure. So yeah. Okay, let's do the giveaway. Everyone should know the super secret claim phrase. I believe there were 43 people entered into it. 21,882 tickets were purchased with snackage. Lars Ras, could you please type in the special word phrase to let's get a winner. You wish the ground vehicles would crash and make noises, Jay? Yeah, for sure. How you doing, Jay?
Let's do this, dudes. Are you ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Yes! Go!
Oh,
yes!
cool.
Yes! Yes! Freedom!
I can't do any sort of, I can't do anything until I see a claimage.
Right.
He's got a minute and a half. And I'm sorry, guys, but I'm not going to feel bad if it's not claimed. As much as I should. Oh. There is no claim yet.
Oh God.
No one has won yet, guys. There's 4. He's got a minute. Got a minute left.
Oh God. Oh man. Oh geez.
Yeah. Dude, you got to pay attention. You got about 30 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez.
No claim.
How does that work?
I have to re-roll. That really sucks. I feel really bad about that. I hope that someone else has the claim phrase. Oh yeah. We'll let's refund his snacks. That's a good idea. So Doo, how many did he put in? I mean, we probably shouldn't, but he put in 846. Yeah, there's 846 back. Oh, he almost the whole wad. Yeah, Doo, you've got to pay attention because when we have a super secret claim phrase, I said it literally 12 times, and then I said it again at the very end. So, and the giveaway, we want to, yeah. Controversy.
Dang.
All right. Fine. I'll give it to him. I'll draw another one. I'll give it to him and the next person. The next person, please claim. Because just claim. Brad M., can you type in Val Freedom for me? Exclamation Val Freedom.
Let's do this, dudes. Are you ready? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Yes! Go! Yes! 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 Freedom!
There we go. We have we have a successful claim. We have a successful claim. Adler is the key word that I said 17 times. Congratulations, Tylenol with Wings. What was the percentage? You did a big roll. You had a 9.5% chance to win. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right, Tylenol, send me a message on Discord saying I won the citation. And do send me a note on Discord and tell me you didn't win, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. You say, but you have to specifically say you did not win in Discord. All right, let's do a replay. I mean, I guess some people would be hardcore and not allow it in, but I didn't have the heart to not. I couldn't stay true to my word. My word was if you don't claim, you're not getting it. And I had to go back. I'm a dishonest man by letting him win. Oh, and then he goes and misspells my name. What the triggered? Triggered! Ah! All right, let's watch the landing.
Not a problem, B2. My pleasure. Glad to do it.
Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you, GrauAdler, so much. Yes, like you said though, when you get back home, or even in the truck in the future, since it seemed to work out pretty well, we can go over additional lessons and all the different nuances, Because I know you said a lot, and I don't think I retained all of it, so nor should I have. Right?
There's a lot going on, so it's just it'll take time, but we'll get it to where it's just like second nature. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Sim Nerd, how you doing?
Oh, that's where I accidentally put out the reversers on the approach. That's funny. His internet crashed.
Help, they can always come over to my stream, or they can send me a message on Discord if they have any problems or want to know something.
Yeah, in fact, do you have access to your email right now?
Yeah.
The first 5 people to follow your stream get snacks. The first 5 excuse me. The first 5 people to click on Twitch TV GrauAdler and he tells me your name, you get some significant snackage. Dang it. Sorry, I've been coughing the whole time. But yeah, no, I thank you again, Andrew. I do appreciate it, man.
Not a problem.
If there's anything I can do for you, please let me know.
Not a problem. Yeah, there's quite a few of these people, actually. Probably a good maybe 70%, maybe less than that, but a lot of these guys are following me.
Yeah, I would say most are. But if there are any new emails that come in.
Yeah, let me look.
If you're already following, don't worry, guys.
If you're already following, sub.
Yeah, so.
No, just kidding.
Woo! Coming down the pipe. No, if you unfollow and refollow, it doesn't count. No, snacks are not that valuable. Sim Nerd's a sub of you. Fun stream, even with the drawing drama. Exactly. You followed him earlier today? Yeah, nice.
Well, starting at 12:43, we have Killux, Rave Wolf, and then Serb 4SH, Bold Dark, PH Kim.
Who's the first 5? Sorry, first 5.
Yeah, first 5 is Killux. So
Killux?
Yeah, Killux, yep.
Rave Wolf?
Rave Wolf, yep. And then Sub 4SH.
Okay. And PH
and
Kim?
Bold
Dark?
And PH Kim, yep.
Okay. All right. Let's go back. And we'll do the side profile here. It wasn't a bad first landing of mine, I must say.
No, it's good. Yeah.
I don't know if I flared correctly. Let's see if I touched on the mains first. All right, Taylor, have fun. I'm gonna about. I think the mains were just milliseconds down before the nose gear, which is not ideal. So I need to brushing up on that a little bit here. Let's do a runway view and zoom in. Ooh, that's pretty.
Yeah, this Citation is a ton of fun to fly. I love it.
F. Dingen says he's been following you since high school. All right, so guys, we got to do a Navion group flight now that we have a Pilot Edge CSL. That's awesome. Let's see here. One more of the tower.
And then thank you for all that did follow, and then everybody that is following, appreciate the support, and then John Fly, appreciate your support as well.
You bet. You're a fun stream to watch, and I look forward to tuning in many more times in between diapers.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good landing.
Yeah, it was good. Man, I love flying the TBM. Like that TBM is just like 100%. Like it'd be every single day, but because I fly the Citation like IRL, like it's just
this has extra meaning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.